First, I think it takes a lot of dedication. Um, you have to be very dedicated, and you have to love what you do to be able to come out and train on the days that you don't like to train. So those are the days that are the most important. It's not the days that you feel good and you're like, oh yeah, let me go work out. It's the days that you really don't feel like going out there and you're like, okay, I still have to get a good workout in. Let me go out there to get better, to better myself. So those are the things that it takes. It takes the dedication and the mental preparation of it, of being mentally strong to go through everything you have to go through to be on top. I try not to hold any medal above any other one because every single one I have is very precious to me. It it has a significance. It has a different significance to me, a place in my heart for each and every one of them. So um, I like all of them equally. It's like kids. You can't say you love one kid more than the other. So I love them all the same. It is very hard at getting to the top, but I think a lot of people that get to the top get complacent. They're satisfied. So my guess is what I believe. I think it's harder staying on top. Um, I always lived by a saying when I was competing: to be number one, you must train like you're number two. Always striving to be, because if you train like you're number one, you have no place to go. So that's just saying that, even though I'm number one, but in my mind, I think it's someone else there. And the number two guy is always working harder because he's just that close. He's not there yet, but he's just that close. So he wants to work a little bit harder to get that number one spot. So um, that's what I believe. The only sprinter that I really have always ever looked up to was my brother. Um, and that's because, I mean, he has made me the person that I am today. And I'll explain is because, yeah, I seen Carl Lewis running when I was growing up, and he was winning Olympic titles, but I couldn't touch him. I didn't have any affiliation with him. I couldn't go up and talk to him or hit him and run around. So as I was growing up, I saw my brother, he's being on the news, he's being in the newspapers, and everybody is talking about him in our town, in my city, in Kansas City, and I can relate to him. So if I want to hit him and run away from him and him catch me, I mean, I can do that. And that is why I'm the person that I am today. That's why I'm as approachable as I am, because I want people to get a sense of who I am. And when people really meet me, they like, man, you're such a blessing to meet. I never would have guessed you're like this and like the way you are. So that's why I am a people's person. I go up and I like to give them more than just what they see on the track. I want to give them a little bit more of me. Um, so that's who I looked up to when I was growing up. That's why I am who I am. Um, I like to have fun. I like to smile, and I like to joke around, and I like the people around me to know that. And if they just see me on TV and then see me walking by, they be like, can I go? No, they can come up and talk to me. They do it all the time. I always take time out for my fans. You have to believe you can do anything before you can achieve it. And I always tell the people that I train now, you have to believe before you can achieve. You have to know deep down inside 100% that you're capable of doing that, because if you don't believe it, you never will achieve something that you think is so great. So, yes, you have to believe it. You have to know it. But do you know when you're going to do it? No. At least I didn't. I never knew. I knew what I was capable of. I knew what I wanted to do. It was there was a time where I would tell myself, I'm gonna go out and break the world record. I'm gonna go out and break the world record. I'm gonna go out and break the world record. But I never broke it. So then I said, you know what? I'm gonna just go run the best race possible. I'm not gonna put the world record pressure on myself. If it comes to me, it comes. But I'm gonna go out there and try to. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for perfection. I'm looking for the perfect race. And if I go out there and run the best race that I possibly can, then things happen. And when I stopped saying, I'm going to break the world record, I'm going to break the world record, that's when I broke it. If I had one regret, in my whole career, it would be that when I did the things that I did, I never took time to reflect on how great or what I just accomplished. And now that I'm out of the sport, now I look back at it, I'll be like, man, I did it. But those feelings I can't get back at this time because I quickly, after I accomplished something, I quickly shut my mind down from it and moved on to the next because I always want to get better. I never really took time out to just let it marinate and be like, man, look what I just did. It was, all right, I did it now. Let me go do it again. Let me do something better. Let me get something better. So that would be the only thing that I would change. I give the utmost respect to all of those guys that who have ran on grass or ran on the cinder and the things that I haven't been able to run on. I had to run in Australia one year, and it was a grass race. They set up a grass race, um, and after I finished, I was like, "That's the hardest race I've ever ran." Like my body physically hurt, literally after running on that grass, and I was like, "I will never want to run on this grass again," because of how it felt, and I truly got a sense of the people before me of what they went through, what they ran on. So everything that they've gotten, everything that they've achieved is great in my book because it's far much harder than what we're doing now.
And of course, we've got to talk about today, sprinting today. We've got people like Usain Bolt who are still breaking barriers and pushing things forward. What do you think of Usain and his accomplishments,
No,
and how far do you think the human body can go?
well, as a competitor, as an athlete, I've always said, in time, man will progress. And as man progresses, technology progresses. So as those two things progress, time will get faster. So who knows what time man will possibly get to? Does it blow my mind that they're running the times that they do? Not really, because I can believe, I see the things that are happening. Now you have athletes that are bigger, faster, and stronger. Now they're younger, faster, and bigger now. So I mean, that's just the era that we're coming into. Um, Usain is a great athlete. He's tremendous. He's able to go out there and push the barriers, and I hope he keeps pushing them because it broadens people's minds of what you can actually do. This shoe is very important for me. This was one of my Olympic shoes. I wore it in Sydney. Um, Not in Sydney, in Athens. I wore it in Athens and in multiple world championships also. Um, this shoe helped me do the things that I needed to do. Um, it's probably one of the hardest or heaviest shoes that any sprinter has ever worn. But I had to make it this type because I'm very hard on shoes. We did a test and it's like 600 pounds of pressure each step that I take. So we had to build a shoe that can withhold that much power of of putting the forces that you put on it. So I worked with Adidas and we came up with this, and this is what allowed me to break the records and get the gold medals.